Hey guys, welcome back to Beyond the Studio Pilates. Today I want to take you through a mood boosting routine. This is going to help to improve your flexibility, energize your body and get you ready for the day or the evening ahead. So coming to standing, and we're going to start with a roll down. So coming to the end of your mat, feet are underneath you, knees are soft, pelvis is tilted so that tailbone is down at the floor, engaging those core muscles. So thinking belly button to spine and scooping up through that pelvic floor. We're going to take an inhale here. Then you're going to exhale. Tuck your chin, lead with the crown of your head slowly rolling down through each vertebrae at a time. So slow, controlled movement to the floor. Taking an inhale when you get there. And then exhale, tucking that pelvis back underneath you. Keep your ribs connected to your hips and slowly restep back to standing. We're going to do two more like this. So taking an inhale at the top and then exhale, tucking your chin, leading with the crown of your head, slowly rolling back down. Just let your arms hang. Think shoulder blades melting down your back. Holding at the bottom for an inhale. And then exhale, tucking your pelvis back underneath you, keeping your ribs connected to your hips and slowly restacking to standing. Okay, this time we're going to walk out into our inverted V. So we're taking an inhale at the top, exhale, tucking that chin, slowly mobilizing through each vertebrae one at a time. When you get closer to the floor, keeping your heels where they are, you're going to walk your hands forward so you're into your inverted V. Then from here you're going to take one heel off the floor, push into the other heel and then swap. So we're going to push down on one side and lift the knee on the other side. Keep thinking belly button to spine. Keep that core engaged and you're just pushing your weight back into your heels, stretching out through that calf. One more on each side. And then coming back to both heels on the floor, softening off at your knees, walking your hands in, taking an inhale and then exhale, tucking that pelvis back underneath you, coming back up to standing. Holding at the top for an inhale. We're going to do that one more time. Exhale, tucking your chin, leading with the crown of your head, belly button to spine, arms are just resting by your sides and then dangling down in front of you. Heels stay on the floor, walk your hands forward. Hands come so that they're underneath your shoulders, and then you're going to bring one foot forward as you push down into that other heel. So try and really stretch out through those calves. Thinking belly button to spine, keep that core engaged. One more on each side like this. And then placing your feet back on the floor, softening off at your knees, bringing your hands in, taking an inhale and then exhale. Slowly restacking those vertebrae back to standing. So this time we're going to hold our inverted V for a little bit longer. So we're taking an inhale at the top, exhaling, tucking that chin, leading with the crown of your head, slowly mobilizing through that back to the mat. Feet stay on the floor, walking your hands forward. So this time heels stay on the floor and you're just pushing your pelvis backwards, holding it there for me. And then letting it off, bringing your weight forward over your hands and then taking your weight backwards onto your heels, pushing that pelvis backwards, holding it there for me. Then from here, bringing your weight forward again, then bending one knee and then bending the other and coming down into your box position. So wrists are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips, core is engaged, eye line stays between your hands. From here we're going to take an inhale. Then we're going to exhale and cat stretch. So you're bringing your head between your hands and arching your back into the ceiling, taking an inhale. And then exhale. Taking it in the other direction, holding it there for an inhale. And exhale. So you're taking your spine through a really large range of movement. So we're keeping it slow and controlled. Just finding that flexibility and mobility through that spine. And final time like this. So this time we're going to come back to the middle and hold it in the middle. You're going to take your right leg out to the side, so it's roughly in line with your knee, core engaged, right hand stays on the floor, pelvic floor on, left hand comes up and you're going to thread your hand through the gap. Take it to where you can hold it, take an inhale, and then exhale, bring it up in line with your shoulder and rotate just a little bit. There's a tiny bit of movement in there, hold it, and then back. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So we're taking an inhale in the middle, exhale, through the gap, hold it, and then exhale, bring it up in line with your shoulder, and there's just a little bit of rotation through that mid spine. So you won't find a lot of rotation to that side because of where your leg is, but there's just a tiny bit there, so we're just going to utilize that. Final time, through the gap, holding it there. And then bringing it up in line with your shoulder, little rotation, hold, and then bringing it back. Then you're going to bring that leg in, and we're going to do the other side, so taking the other leg out. Other arm comes up and through the gap, hold it. Exhale, bring it in line, and then little reach, and back. 2 more like this. Keep thinking belly button to spine. Exhale and move. Hold it. And then come up and reach. And back. And final time. Through the gap. Holding it there. Through and reach. And then coming back, bringing that leg back into the middle, and then from here you're going to bring your right foot up so it's in place of your right hand, tucking your pelvis under. So think about your sit bones going down and making your back longer, core stays engaged, and then you're pushing your weight forward into that leg, keeping your chest up. So keep your chest up. If you lean forward, you'll take that stretch out of your hip flexor. And your knee and ankle should roughly be in a straight line. Knee is never going over your toe, holding it here for me. And you're going to interlace those fingers, bring in that chest stretch. And then coming back to both knees, and we're going to do the other side. So you're bringing your left foot forward, tucking that pelvis under, thinking about sliding those sit bones down, making your back longer, moving forward from your hips, bringing your knee so it's roughly in line with your ankle, core engaged. If you need more of a stretch, push down on that back foot. And then again, we're going to interlace those fingers behind your back and pull those arms back behind you, pulling into that chest stretch. And then coming back, out and back to high knees for me. So in our high knee position, making sure your knees are underneath your hips, core is engaged. We're going to bring both arms out to the side. Then from here, we're going to take an inhale. Then we're going to exhale. Rotate through that mid-spine to the side. Then from here, we're going to take an inhale. And then we're going to take an exhale. Take that back arm backwards and bring your top arm up. Think about pushing your hips forward, stretching out through that back, stretching your fingers towards the ceiling, holding it there for me. And then come back up and come back to the middle. I'm going to go to the other side, so taking an inhale in the middle. Exhale, rotate, hold it there for an inhale. Exhale, lower that arm, take your hips forward, core stays engaged, so make sure you're not splaying those ribs. Don't forget about that rib to hip connection. Look to your fingers and stretch out through that arm. And then coming back up and back to the middle. Going to do one more time to each side. Core engaged, taking an inhale. Exhale, rotate. Arm comes down, stretch that top arm up. Think about stretching your hips. So pushing your hips forward, but don't forget about that rib to hip connection, holding it there. And then coming back up and rotating back to the middle and the other side. Exhale, rotate, inhale, hold. And then exhale, take that arm down and stretch out through your hips, holding it there. And coming back up and rotating back to the middle and then coming back down. Well done.